In the series of learning C programming, we are discussing arrays in C. We have discussed declaration of arrays and initialization of arrays in C in the previous videos. In this video, I will talk about memory initialization of arrays, means memory representation, how arrays are represented into the memory, plus accessing of array element, how you can access the elements of array. These 2 points with some examples, right? Now see how the memory would be represented to arrays. As we know how array can be declared, like I am taking just a name of array is A, size is 5, and I am initializing the array over here only. Suppose 1, 10, 0, minus 1, 3. 5 data items. We have declared and initialized the array at the same point, at the same time. This is what compile time initialization of array, right? Now, how does this memory would be allocated to this memory? I have told you it's like something like this. It's a long tape of bytes like this, right? These are bytes, 1 byte, 1 byte, 1 byte like this, right? 1 byte is equal to 8 bit. Fine. Now, see how integer is going to take. Somewhere it takes 2 bytes and in some machine it takes 4 bytes. It depends, right? Here I am taking what, 4 bytes. You can also take 2 bytes. It's not like that I am taking 4 bytes and I am getting many comments also, ma'am, integer takes 2 bytes, not 4. It's not like that. Now see, here how many bytes would be allocated to here? If I take 4 bytes for one integer value, then here I have 5 data items, means 20 bytes would be allocated, right? But how and where in the memory? It's not like that 10 bytes here would be allocated, then some space, and 10 bytes in another location. No. The important point about memory representation of array is what? Memory allocation of array is what? Memory would be represented in the contiguous type, like the data items would be stored in contiguous memory allocation, right? Contiguous means like this, one after another. Here this one, first of all, suppose I am taking the here address is 2000, and from here the bytes, the memory would be allocated to this array for 5 data items, means 20 bytes. So from here till 20 bytes, from here to 20 bytes, like from like this 20 bytes in contiguous memory allocation would be allocated to this array from 2000. Suppose the base address is 2000, it would be in in hexadecimal form, but for simplicity purpose I am taking 2000 till the address of last byte would be 2019, right? So here just I am writing something like this. See, in one block, in first 4 bytes, here first integer would be stored like 1. In next 1, 2, 3, 4. In next these 4 bytes, 10 would be stored. Like this data would be stored. So rather than writing something like this, I am just writing, drawing a simple block for these 4 bytes, right? So here 1 would be stored, then 10, then next would be next memory allocation, then -1, and then 3. So this is how in consecutive locations, contiguous memory allocations, data would be stored. It's not like that 1 here, 10 in another location, leave some space, 10 another location, leave some space, -1 in another location, and in random memory location. No, this is very important point. This is property of array. Contiguous memory allocation would be allocated to all the data items of the array, right? This is very important here. Now see, here the address of this is what? 2000. Now the address of second element would be what? 4 bytes for this, so the address would be 2004, then 8, then 12, and then 16, and this is the address, and the index of array would always be started from 0 to size -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, size -1, 5 -1, that is 4. You have to remember this point also. The array index would always be started from 0. Name of this array is what? A, right? Now one more point is what? This is how the memory would be allocated. This is how the memory representation of this array. Now second we will see how to access the elements of these arrays. Before that, I just want to tell you one thing. This array, the name of the array, this is going to store what? Address of the first element, or you can say this 2000 is known as base address. base address of this array, means address of the first element. So this name of the array here 2000 would be stored, right. So now see, any variable that store address of any other thing, other variable, is known as pointer variable. So that is why array name is known as a pointer, or you can say internal pointer variable. It is known as a pointer variable, or you can say internal pointer. Why pointer? I have told you, because it will store address, base address of the array, and if it store address, then it is known as, obviously pointers are used to store address of other variables, right. So that is why it is known as pointer variable. Array name is pointer variable. It acts as a pointer variable, right. Now how to access these elements? If you want to access the first element of the array, we can access the element using the index and name of the array. So name of the array is A. Index of the first element is what? 0. So this is how you can access the first element. The answer you will get 1. If you want to access this element, fourth element of array, first, second, third, fourth, element is fourth, right, but the index is 3. So how to access the fourth element? This is how you can access the first element of the array. And if you want to access the fourth element, then how you can access? Name of the array is A and index of fourth element is 3, and value will get -1. So this is how you can access the fourth element, right. Now see, it's not like that. Now see, base address is here. Name of the array is going will store base address. Now what about the other address? Obviously integer will take either 2 bytes or 4 bytes. So you can calculate directly the other address. Like if 4 bytes, then next element would be stored at which location? 2004, because it is for sure that next element would be stored in the next memory location only, contiguous memory location. That is for sure in arrays, right. Next would be at memory location what? You can add 4 bytes, that is 2008, that is for sure, right. Now how the address, this address is to be calculated? If you write in your program A of 3, then how A of 3 means this address 2012, how this is to be calculated? Because we only know the address of, base address of the array, means the address of the first element of the array, right. It's not like that we will first of all go to the first element, then second, then third, then this element, and then we will fetch this element. No, you can directly access any element of the array. This is plus point of the array, because here random access is possible. Random means you can access any data item of the array in constant time. It's not like that you have to go sequentially, like for first of all first element, then second and third, fourth and fifth. No, directly you can access. Now how directly you can access? How the address is to be calculated? This address, see, the formula is what? Base address, B stands for base address, plus index, which element you want to access, into size. Size of the data type you are using. Here I am using what? Integer. So size of int. That's it. This is the formula to access any element of the array. Now here, suppose I want to access fourth element. Fourth element means everybody know index would be 3, because index is going to be started from 0. So index you will use what? 3 into size of integer. I am taking 4 bytes here, plus base address is stored in this a name of the array, that is 2000. So you can calculate here plus 12 and this one, and we know, as you can see, address of fourth element is this one. So directly we can access this data. If you want to access second element or first element I want to access, then I have told you index value would be 0. So here 2000 plus 0 into 4, 0 into 4 means 0, so only 2000. First element, second element you want to access means index would be base address is 2000 plus for second element index is 1 into size is 4, so 2004. As you can see, the address is 2004. So you can access any data item in constant time, order of 1 time, constant time, right? Random access is possible here. And see, this is what memory representation and accessing of 1D array. More specifically, if I will say, then it's 1D array, one dimensional array, means only one row and multiple columns. We will discuss 2D array as well as multi-dimensional array in C, right? So this is what about 1D array. Now that's for this video. I hope you are clear with these two fundamentals. Now from the next video, I am going to discuss some programs on array. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 programs on array, so that you can get the concept clear. Because in the last 2 or 3 videos, I have discussed only theory part, no practical part. So from the next video, in 2 to 3 videos, we will discuss some programs, right? How to declare, initialize, and everything. How to print array elements, or some programs also like finding the largest element from the array, smallest element from the array, or sum of array. These type of programs. Or if you want me to discuss a particular program on array, then you can tell me in comment box, right? So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.